on the shelf. It's that little Christmas tradition where a toy elf watches over kids and reports back to Santa. Most of the time, it's just a bit of fun. But for 9-year-old Tim and his 5-year-old sister Jenny, one little elf would change their entire lives. Tim and Jenny didn't have the easiest childhood. Their parents were often lost in a fog of anger and alcohol, leaving little room for joy, and especially no room for Christmas magic. At Thanksgiving dinner, their kind Aunt Clara, who always wished for children of her own, gave them a special gift, their very own elf on the shelf. The moment they got home, their parents scoffed. Santa isn't real, their dad slurred, tossing the box aside. And that elf is just a stupid doll. But little Jenny wasn't convinced. Her heart held on to the hope of Santa, and she carefully placed the elf on the living room mantel. The next morning, something strange happened. The elf wasn't on the mantel anymore. It was sitting on top of the television, its tiny painted eyes seeming to stare right at their father. He got angry, convinced Tim was moving it just to mess with him. "Stop this nonsense," he'd shout, his rage often turning on Tim. Day after day, the elf appeared in a new spot, perched on a bookshelf, tucked into the curtains. Once, it was even sitting on their father's favorite armchair. Each time, he grew more unnerved. He felt those little eyes were always watching him, judging him. His anger boiled over, and the house became even more tense. Tim tried to protect his sister, but it was hard. Christmas Eve finally arrived. Jenny was practically bouncing with excitement, her belief in Santa unwavering. That night, their parents sat them down, their faces cold. "We have something to tell you," their mother said. "We spent all our money on a vacation. For us, we're leaving tomorrow." Jenny's world shattered. No presents, no Christmas. Just the crushing reality of their parents leaving them behind. Early Christmas morning, before the sun was even up, they were dropped off at Aunt Clara's house. There were no presents waiting for them at home, but when they walked into their aunt's living room, their jaws dropped. Aunt Clara had gone all out. The tree was glowing, and beneath it were piles of brightly wrapped gifts, each with their names on them. For the first time in a long time, the children felt a spark of real Christmas joy as their parents drove away. Their father, already drinking, was fuming. He felt shone up by his sister's kindness. He glanced in the rearview mirror and froze. Sitting in the back seat, right where Jenny had been, was the elf. Its eyes were fixed on him. His wife screamed. He slammed on the brakes, but when he turned round, the seat was empty. He started driving again, his hands trembling. But everywhere he looked, he saw the elf, reflected in the window, in the eyes of a passing driver, in the red of a stoplight. Those watching eyes weren't just judging him anymore. They were showing him everything. He saw the fear in his children's faces. He saw Jenny's tears on Christmas Eve. He saw Tim flinching away from his own hand. For the first time, he saw the monster he had become. The images pushed into his mind by the ever-watching elf were relentless. They never made it on their vacation. They turned the car around. Quitting drinking wasn't easy, and rebuilding trust took time. But something had broken in them that day. The magic of a little elf and the pure belief of a little girl forced them to finally see the error of their way. They started the long, difficult journey of becoming the parents their children had always deserved. It just goes to show you never know where a little bit of Christmas magic might come from. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.